And now this one. Come on, come on. I'm waiting for Instagram to kick in. I will see us, hopefully, yes, and go live. Let's see what happens. It looks like we're live. Oh my God. All right. I'm seeing people coming in. Hello, hello. We are live on Instagram.
Hello, hello.
We are live on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook at the same time. Everybody's coming in. Antonella, hello, hello. She's coming in from Facebook. Birchin, Live, hello. Sush,
Here comes James.
Jane, yes. Dorothy, hello from Denmark. I love when you guys do that, even though I know your names, but it's great. Antonella from Italia, from Italy. Hello, Daniela. Kelly, hello, hello. Patrizia, ciao. She says ciao, so I know where she's from. Vera, hello, Vera. Kenneth, hey, Ron and Fly. Marco from Holland. Elizabeth, hello, hello. Jane goes, I mean Ron. LOL. LOL.
Great.
Emil, I think it's Emil. Hello, hello. Ella. Ella Luna. Miss Ella Luna is in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
Ella Luna.
Ella Luna. Fly, do you remember which video I played last time?
Hell no.
No, no, because you couldn't hear it, right?
I
God.
couldn't actually. Yeah, the techno part was a little funky there. I'm sorry, I missed it. Yeah.
Wow, check this out. Oops. Let me hold on. This is interesting to see. Myself is saying hello to me.
Oh,
I think it's because Devin's looking how it looks on each other venue, medium, whatever it is. But we are live with the fifth installment of
my
Over
God.
the Ridge
Episode 5. Wow.
with Mr. Fly Amiro. And we're happy to have all of you back in here. Glenn, hello, Glenn from Aruba. Aruba, wow. Oh, very cool. And Miss Angelique is in the house from Facebook. Now, I'm curious, everybody, a lot of people are dialing in from Facebook. I want to see if anybody's coming in through Instagram, because that's kind of what we're experimenting with today. And Fly and I went through one hell of a process to get to this point. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to make it seem like, oh, this is just so simple to do, and we just sort of log in. No, it's an amazing process, especially, and I want to explain something for people who are non-musicians, maybe. Fly and I have a certain ear that kicks in when we play back our music on this platform, on this in this form that we're doing right now, and we still haven't got it to where we need it. We play the music for each other in a kind of a test situation, and what it does, it kind of limits it, it compresses it, it does something, it changes the sound when we get to a certain volume dB level, decibel level, and uh, and so we're trying to solve these as we go. It's taken us what, a month and a week
Well,
now, and
yes.
we still haven't actually solved a lot of these things. Fly now has a microphone, which is very
Yes.
cool. He
And yeah, I
sounds
have a
great.
microphone now, and I was just gonna say that like NBC has a deep cast of you know technicians who help with this stuff, and we don't have that
They have an
crew.
army of
Yeah.
people helping them do what they do.
Oh yeah.
My army is you, and your
Right.
army is me.
That's it.
We are an
Yeah.
army of two.
Yeah. Hmm.
So anyway, that we've been trying to solve these different things. Maybe you guys won't know it as much when you hear the live music and all, but we are very aware of it, and we're trying to solve it because basically we want to please you guys, yes, but if it sounds great to us, that makes it 1,000 times better for us, because we know the sound is coming across the way we want it to. But we're doing our best for now. We're not NBC, we're not any of those yet, but we're probably going to work up to doing that eventually. But welcome everybody, welcome. It's wonderful to see all of you here.
Yeah, how you been for the last week, Ron? I haven't spoken to you. How's things going?
We've been good. We've been crazy with just fine tuning stuff here and getting our lives in order, so to speak. It's always a process. We had a couple functions that we had promised a month or more ago, so we had to take time to do that, which was good. And just we're loving being in Arizona. We did move from California to Arizona, and we really love it. It's very, very cool. It's a lovely change for me and for Devin as well. Yeah, so we're good.
Great. Yeah, Donna and I feel the same way about where we are here on the right on the shore here in Gloucester, Massachusetts, north of Boston. Sometimes the winters can be cold and seem really long, but recently we made little tiny changes inside our environment here in the house is helping me fall in love with the home all over again in a different way. Because when summer comes and we open up those windows and the ocean's right out there, it's like, it's lovely, but it's really cozy in the winter this year. So I'm digging it. We got a great vibe going on here, having fun. Donna's good at it. She really is.
She's good at it.
Oh yeah. I would get,
She
if
likes
I were to run like movie credits. I was just thinking about this. It would be like, set decoration, Donna Romero, lighting, Donna Romero, makeup, Donna Romero. She does a lot of things. She helps me a lot, and she does a lot around the house here with us. We have a great time.
Jungle Traveler asked, "How are you, Ron?" We are great. We are really well. We're really we're settling in here, and it's really, really cool. Let me find something else here. Thank you, Cindy. Cindy posted this twice. Cool show.
Oh, nice.
All right, so let me start out with a story that Devin actually just reminded me of. When I was around 14 or 15, I might have just been 16 because I could just drive. So I think I was just 16 years old. And I started working at a place in Pasadena called the Rose Palace. The Rose Palace was a venue, a rock and roll venue in Pasadena, a small one actually, open sort of thing. I mean, meaning you didn't have a lot of seats. There were no seats. You just had people standing. And we would literally, me and 12 other young kids, one of them was 25, I think. So he was kind of our leader. We all produced rock and roll shows, and we would produce, one of the shows was Ike and Tina Turner with the Ikettes, the original group. Another one was literally Led Zeppelin. We had Lee Michaels and Lee and Frosty. It was the first power duo to come out. Lee Michaels played the Hammond B3 through a wall of Marshall amps. And it was so frickin' loud, he wound up losing a good part of his hearing. But he was just this handsome young kid that played even the pedals on the Hammond B3. He'd do the pedals, the bass on the pedals. and it was just phenomenal. I stood there just with my mouth open. I've never heard such sound come out with just 2 guys, and it was so great. But what a great experience being able to produce these different people. I remember watching Ike and Tina Turner and Tina and the 3 girls she had come out and dance with her, and unbelievable, unbelievable energy. And of course, she had that energy up until the last day. She never stopped.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to say that little thing while she was, while Devin had reminded me.
Well, you know, I think, Brian, as I hear so many of the stories that you tell, earlier on when we were doing these shows, it came up in conversation that like you were saying that I was ahead of you because I had a band when I first started, and you had something else, or I don't know what it was. But the thing is it seems to me that you were, if not connected, like sort of in and amongst a more connected circle of people in the industry at an earlier time than with me. I mean, I have stories about, you know, if you'd like, I would tell you, I would like to tell you about my first touring experience. You got a minute for that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
I'd
All
love
right,
to hear
I'll
it.
try to make it brief, but it will take some time because there's a little backstory. Um, Basically, I had a friend who called me and said, I need you to get on a plane to go to Detroit. We're going to rehearse in Lansing, Michigan. I said, really? What's the band and all this other stuff? And I was 16 years old, 16, and so what happened was he hooked up with a manager who used to work for Motown Records, who bought the rights to the name Derek. And Derek was this guy, an artist that did a bubblegum pop song called Cinnamon. One potato, two potato, three potato, four. Open up cinnamon, I want more. Right? It was like one of those. Okay, so the
Sounds
guy,
fairly
it became,
suggestive.
yeah, he writes this song. He never expected it to become a hit. The story that I'm told is that he didn't expect it to become a hit, and it did. And the record company wanted him to tour, and he was either old or fat or bald or didn't want to do it. So he sold the rights to the name Derek to this guy. And so we had to put a band together, and as long as we played the Cinnamon song, we could do anything else we wanted, you know, Beatles covers or whatever, as we were kids, you know. And so, and then
That's
we went
fun.
on tour, and the tour was like this really limited budget thing where a van went over the Mackinac Bridge, and when we got into Canada, it crashed into like a coffee shop, a building that had a coffee shop in it, and all this other stuff, the crazy stuff that went on. But to make a long story longer, I wanted to tell you this because we were touring across Canada, and one of the times we opened for the Guess Who, and it sounds like it was really great on paper. Guess Who was like, you know, big in, it was, this is 1960s. They were a
Right.
Canadian act, you know. Um, Sounds great on paper, but the truth of the matter is that the arena that we were opening for the Guess Who in was a women's roller derby, and so like and while we were playing the opening act, the roller derby was going on. The women were hip checking each other over like over the railings and into cement, you know, seating areas, and and that's going on while we're playing. And then like 2 days later, that was we were in Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, and they had something like a Good Morning Saskatchewan or Good Morning Moose Jaw TV show that we were featured on. So we were on there, and a guy who was a comedian and a famous impressionist back in the day, Frank Gorshin, was also on the show with us.
I
And
remember Frank Gorshin, yeah.
Frank Gorshin, yes, he was in the Batman TV show too, as well as I believe.
That's
But anyway,
right.
um, and we were all waiting backstage, Frank and us. We were all waiting backstage because the main story on the show was this farmer who had whose chicken laid such a large egg. It was this huge egg, and he had it on the desk, and so the cameras were zooming in on that, and they spent about a half an hour or so talking about the size of this egg that came from this chicken that belonged to this farmer who lived down the street. And so like all this time went by before we finally got on and got a chance to say good morning, Moose Jaw. Oh, and yeah, and then the budget ran out of money. I came back to the manager's office. The manager figured out the numbers and said that I owed him money by the time it was done for my expenses. So I had to wire home because I was telling everybody what a cool thing this is going to be. I had to wire home my tail between my legs. Okay, I need some money and I got to fly home. That was my first touring. There you go.
When you, as I expected, when you tell your stories, you remind me of stuff that I want to tell. Thank you. You just reminded me of my first job, my very first not first music job when I started at 11, but my first professional sort of going and doing a string of stuff was at a place called Knott's Berry Farm. Knott's Berry Farm was south, like towards San Diego.
I
It's
played
in
there
California.
before.
Yeah, have you? Yeah. They have the venues my then friend who I'd been playing bass and drums with since we were 13 or so, John Friesen, who later became the drummer of Player. That's another story I can tell. But during this time, this is way before Player. This is when I first moved out of my family's house into my own little guest house in Silver Lake. And I would go down every day to Knott's Berry Farm, driving like an hour and a half, 2 hours, go down Knott's Berry Farm. And we played for the Ice Follies. Now, this is a live skating show. The Ice Follies are on the stage, and so is the band. So our band, we had headphones, we had a click track, we had strings and vocals all pre-recorded, and we played the rhythm section live. Bass, drums, guitar, keyboard. We played all that stuff live to the click track, and it was a huge sound coming out. And we did 9 shows a week. 9 shows a week. 1 show during the weekdays and 2 shows on Saturday, 2 shows on Sunday. It was amazing. We did that for about 3 or 4 months, every day, no days off. And that was my first sort of official job, as we like to call it. Even though music is, people go, yeah, you play music. Do you have a job? Like a real job. But
Yeah.
no. This is our real job. But that was great. So great. And the skaters would skate right in front of us and do the stuff. It was kind of cool. So there we go. Next. For some reason you reminded me of doing the Merv Griffin show. Merv Griffin is was a very, very popular talk show. He was the David Letterman, I can name a slew of all he was even the Johnny Carson stuff before those guys. He was the talk show, and he would have musical guests come on. So he had Player come on a couple of times. And there's one time where he comes, we're standing on the little stage. It's not very, very large, not very tall rather. And he comes up to each of us and goes, where are you from? Blah, blah, blah. And the guys make fun of me from Hollywood because I was the only one from Hollywood. And Merv comes up to me and says something, and it made me laugh. And I kind of doubled over in one of those kind of laughter moments. And I frickin' butted him in the head. We butted heads with him. I almost knocked him out. He literally staggered backwards on live TV for the show. And I got up, oh my God, that hurt. What? How did I do that? Because he just stepped in just as I laughed and we butted heads. And it was the craziest moment. I didn't know if we were done, if he was going to go, okay, get these guys out of here. They're trying to kill me. But everybody fell out about that, of course. But it was really embarrassing. And I felt like I was going to destroy our career from then on.
He must have went, ooh, ooh, ooh.
He probably wanted to go, "What the fuck was that?"
I don't know.
What
I remember,
because I closed my eyes as I did it. Otherwise, I would have obviously seen him
it's
standing so
probably
close to me.
it's probably amazing to me probably how many people now maybe don't know who Merv Griffin is, but
Yeah.
he was a big part of media broadcasting. He was the creator of Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune and a number of other of those shows, and
Yeah, yeah.
and all kinds of he had all kinds of producer interests in so many things. He's a
Yep.
busy guy.
Yep. He produced all that stuff.
Yeah. It's too bad you had to bang him in the head. Oh, poor Merv. Anyway.
Effie goes, "You should start keeping memos and get them published someday."
Mm.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. My wife has bludgeoned me with that I should write my book, and I actually have been writing things, but it's a process. And she goes, "Why don't you just get a ghostwriter? Just get a ghostwriter." And I go, "Because I want to write it myself." And then she goes, "But you're not doing it. It's not getting done." I go, "But it will get done, and it'll be in my words. And I don't want to. If I sit with a ghostwriter, I'm taking the same amount of time as if I was sitting there typing it out because I like writing, but I can't sit there for hours talking to somebody. I don't know. It just seems unnatural. Ron's autobiography by this guy. No, got to be by me. So here, let's. Can I don't remember. Does anybody remember what we played last week? I haven't had a chance to even look at last week's show.
Are you talking about videos?
Yeah. I know I played. I played your song. I played that cool one of you in the theater.
Why don't you think about it while I play this song?
Let's go
I'll
do
just
that.
play a song live. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you see the guitar?
Yeah. Well, just you don't need to
Try
see the
not
guitar.
to. This is where we might run into some sound funky, but just it is what it be.
It is what it is.
This is a song.
What's this called?
This song is called "I Don't Know Where I End and You Begin," and it's been referred to by more than one person as like sort of a anthem for codependent relationships. I don't know. You be the judge. I'm just a messenger. Talking in my sleep, somewhere in the deep, struggling just to keep my sense of pride. Caught up in the stream of someone else's dream. Images don't seem to coincide. And I don't know what to do. All I see is you. The ice is breaking through, and I'm falling in. And I don't know who I am, and I cannot find a friend. And I don't know where I am, and you begin. Nighttime becomes the day, daylight fades away, autumn turns to May before my eyes. Still I'm here with you, with nothing left to do but wait here for morning sun to rise. And two thoughts run through my brain.